Program Review Essentials, featuring Training Officer Arva Thomas.
Welcome to today's presentation on Program Review Essentials. My name is Arva Thomas, and I'm a training officer with FSA in the Atlanta Regional Office. It's Tuesday morning. The phone rings in your office, you answer, and on the other end you hear, "Hi, this is Jane Smith with the U.S. Department of Education Federal Student Aid. I'm calling to inform you that we'll be conducting a program review at your school the week of January 25th, 2021. How do you feel? Is your heart in your stomach? Have you broken out in a sweat? Well, if you will think of a program review as a competency exam of sorts, maybe a final exam or an end of course or end of grade milestones exam if you have children, you can also think of this presentation like a mini test prep course. This course will explain why the department conducts program reviews, how schools are chosen, what we look at before we even step foot on your campus, what is covered in the program review process, and what is expected of you. The program review begins with an entrance conference. This is the initial meeting between the review team and the school officials. Attendees will come in and they'll sign the sign-up sheet. They will introduce themselves, including their name and their roles at the school. And then the reviewers will provide the reason for the review as stated in the announcement letter. The scope may expand during the review and additional information may be requested. We'll also conduct a brief group discussion with the staff that's responsible for administering the Title IV programs to better understand their roles and also to obtain what I like to call a vocabulary crosswalk. The terminology that the school uses is not always the same as the terminology that we use at the department, so we want to make sure that we're both on the same page. The team will look at the following student critical elements using the student files that were requested during the entrance conference. We are looking at eligibility issues. Is there a signed enrollment agreement in the file? Does the student have a high school diploma or equivalent? If your policy requires that you maintain a copy of the high school diploma or equivalent, is that in the file? Have you resolved any C codes? We'll review your attendance records. For example, if you have online students, does the faculty's attendance records match the ones that are online? This is your chance to identify any small problems and correct them before they become larger and more expensive ones. You also want to make sure that you resolve any prior findings that were cited in an audit or a program review. Did you know that having repeat findings is one of the top 10 compliance findings? Remember, please check out Effie's presentation on the top 10 compliance findings, and then finally, be organized. This is something that will take a daily effort. It may also require some pre-planning. Make sure that everything has its proper place, everyone knows what their roles and responsibilities are, and that your right hand knows what your left hand is doing. So we have reached the end of our test prep course. Now, if the thought of a program review still strikes fear in your heart, that's okay. Rome was not built in a day. Please use the resources in today's prep course and get your study group together and make a plan for what each of you will do so that your school can put its best Title IV administration foot forward and always be ready for the call. If you have additional specific questions about the program review process, please contact your regional SPD, and the contact information is listed here on the slides. And I want to thank you so much for spending this time with me today. I hope that you enjoyed the presentation and that you found it helpful and informative. You will receive a survey from our management team asking how the presentation was, and I want to thank you in advance for your response. Please have a great rest of your day and enjoy the rest of the conference.